Hi, Michelle here, Thrifting 101. Welcome back to my channel. And if you're new, welcome to my channel. Glad you're stopping in. Today I have a haul that's been kind of just sitting here waiting for me. We've been kind of busy doing some remodeling around the house. So I thought it was time to get this video up and get this stuff off the table. Hope you enjoy. Picked these up at my local Goodwill. I paid $1 for 4. They're 10-ounce 404 Pyrex in the originals pattern. They're ramekins, cluster dishes, or single pie plates, what have you. And I don't know the exact date, but I know they predate 1998 because you can see right in the label, in the logo, it says USA. And in 1998, Pyrex was bought out by World Kitchens and they dropped the USA because they were no longer produced here. And I could get about $12, I think, on eBay for them. These are Corning coordinates in the Callaway Ivy pattern. They were produced between 1995, and I'm pretty sure they're still in production. These were produced by J Imports, which does a lot of the later day Callaway, or actually all the Corning coordinates. I picked them up for $1. I figured I would sell them for about $15 on eBay. They did make a couple different styles. This is actually reference A as opposed to reference B. I don't know why. I think it has to do with how many holes there are on top. And these on replacements.com list for about 19 as opposed to the A, which lists for about 15. Anyways, I went into my next thrift store and lo and behold, look what I found. The matching napkin holder. I turned it over, also by J Imports. So I figured, okay, now I can sell the two of these as a set for about $20. And then I remembered I had bought this Corning sugar bowl, which I haven't put online yet. So I'm going to put them all together as a lot and sell them off. I paid $1.99 for this lot of 3. They were all stacked up and taped together, but I love my little minis, and I have an ever-growing stack of them. I got 2 in the Spice of Life. Spice of Life produced between 1972 and 1987. And let's see the back stamp here. This back stamp here dates between 1979 and 1986. I have 2 Spice of Lives, and I have one of the iconic Cornflower Blue that ran production between 1957 and 1988. And this back stamp right here, that ran between 1969 and 1972. And I will add them, like I said, to my ever-growing collection. And once I get halfway to the ceiling, I'll start selling some more. Not yet, though. I was in the Rockledge Goodwill, and I found this set of 4 plates. They're kind of big. I'm trying to keep away from big plates, but I turned them over, and it said Ralph Lauren Polo, and it also said Wedgwood, and Ralph Lauren Polo, big name, Wedgwood, big name. I took a chance. I bought all 4 of these for $3.99. I knew that one had a chip in it. They're dated 1989. I'm sorry. They're dated 1989. The pattern is called Clear. They're beautiful. And I did a quick look on replacements.com. I saw they were going for, I think, $79 a plate. I knew I wouldn't get that on eBay, but that was enough to get me to buy the set. I have one in really good condition. I have one that's got some crazing on it, which is kind of normal, natural. There's no chips on it. I do have other one that's in really great condition. So I have 2 pretty well perfect ones, one with some crazing, and this one here had a few chips in it, but that's okay. I think I'm going to list the whole lot for I think I put them on for $80, $85 already. We'll see what happens. I see them selling well and selling at high prices. So that was a good find for me. Pretty pattern. I saw the C-handled milk glass mug, and I think I got it with my wooden nickel, but it wasn't on sale. Doesn't have any back mark on there, but I do think it's a later day, probably late 70s, 80s Anchor Hocking. because of the C handle. And it's in really great shape. It'll go in my collection. This was a really good find. Picked it up at the Goodwill. I paid a whopping 99 cents for it. You really couldn't beat that. It's Federal in the Madrid pattern. It's a 3-part grill plate. And at first I wasn't sure if it was the Indiana Recollections who redid the Federal Madrid pattern later in the 70s and 80s. But I did find out that they did not do the grill plate in the reproduction, so I know for sure now that this is Federal. And the production dates between this are 1932 and 1939. They sell for about $10. I picked this up for 75 cents. It's not one of my favorite patterns, but I know it is for a lot of people, and they're great for weddings. It's anchor hocking, and the pattern is called Old Colony. A lot of people call it lace edge, so Old Colony lace edge usually does it on eBay. And I do have 2 larger ones in the back room, and so I think I'm going to sell them off as a lot for probably $25, and the production dates are 1959 to 1976. I saw this at the SPCA thrift store. That's where I used my wood nickel. It was not half price. It was $2, which was full price, but I fell in love with it, and I knew what it was. It's part of a mixing bowl set from Anchor Hocking called Simply Forest Green. This is the 7-inch size, and it was produced between 1957 and 1965, and they sell for about $10 on eBay, but I think I'm going to hang on to this one for a while. We were in the Rockledge Goodwill, and I saw this mug. I kind of passed right by it, although it's cute, but cameraman picked it up and fell in love with it. So I did kind of peel the tag back. It was 99 cents, and I saw it said Walt Disney Productions, and there's some kind of mark there. And it looked fairly old, and it was in really nice condition, although there is just a tiny bit of paint coming off of Owl's nose there. But it's really cute. I did pick it up, like I said, for 99 cents, and they sell for about $8 on eBay, unless cameraman wants to use it for his coffee. I paid $1.99 for this set of 3 at the Goodwill. They were all wrapped up, but I did turn over the bottom one, but I'll turn over this one. And they're Johnson Brothers in the Sweet Briar pattern, although there are 2 in the, one in the Sweet Briar pattern, excuse me, and one in the Bonjour. The Bonjour was 1983 to 1985, and the Sweet Briar, this little one right here, 1984 to 1986. But the reason I actually bought them because the hangers alone are worth more than the $1.99 I paid for the plates. I could probably sell the plates with the hangers as is, probably for about $8. But I use the hangers all the time, so I might just take them off. I picked all these pieces up at the SPCA thrift store where I usually use my wood nickel. They were not on sale, but they were all marked 25 cents, which I kind of think somebody must have mismarked them because they usually mark them pretty competitively there. So I was excited. I grabbed every piece I could find. They're all in wonderful condition. They're just forest green is the pattern, sandwich glass, and they were produced between 1939 and 1965. And the tumblers alone, I could probably get $20 for them. The berry bowl about $8, and the custard cup about $4. So I think I did really well here. This is a set of 6 Christmas plates. They were half price at the A+ thrift store. I paid $6 for the set. They run from 1975 to 1980. And you can see they were just marked down. Let's see who they are. They are Avon by Wedgwood. So again, I have some more Wedgwood here. And they're in really great shape, but they don't sell for much. I could probably sell this very pretty set for about $20, $25. I guess I paid $6, so it's not a very bad investment. Let's see, they do have a little crazing on some of them, but that's okay. Crazing under the glaze is not necessarily a bad thing. It's just kind of an old thing. Pretty colors. Again, let's show you the back. picked this up for $2.50 at the A-Plus thrift store here on Merritt Island. And it was marked iron rest. I thought it was kind of cool. I've never seen a piece like it. And I do remember my grandmother, my Nana, had an iron shaped just like that she used for a doorstop. I thought it was a little unusual that an iron rest would be made, a flat iron rest would be made out of glass. But I came home, did a little research. I found somebody selling one exactly like this in a really pretty amethyst color, and they were calling it an iron rest and asking $20. I did a little more research and things started to make a little more sense. It's actually a candy dish that was produced between 1962 and 1968, and it is missing its lid. They're made by the Imperial Company and the LG Wright Company. They look exactly the same. I don't know how anybody can tell the difference. I did notice right here, it's missing one of their little toes. It still stands up. It doesn't have a lid. It's not worth a whole lot in the condition it's in, but I sure did learn a lot about it. So I'm kind of glad I picked it up. And I probably sell it. I probably can sell this piece alone for maybe $8, $5 to $8. I don't know if you can see the logo here, but I got very excited. It's Westmoreland. You can see the W and the M, or maybe you can't, but that's what the logo looks like. And I knew right away what it was. They're pretty easy to spot. It's a covered candy dish, and they're hand-painted flowers, and they're really, really pretty. I have a few pieces like this, but as my collection is ever growing, I think I'm going to start selling these off. And I think I will list this one, which matches a few vases I have, for about $25. They were made in the 80s, kind of part of their giftware collection. And I couldn't find a name to it. But it's in great shape. Lid's in good shape. Oh, it's even marked on the lid. You probably can't see it, but it's marked on the lid also. I picked this up at my local Goodwill right here on Merritt Island, and I paid $2.99 for it. I would have shied away from buying it. The reason I really bought it was because it has the original customs tag on here. I thought that was pretty cool. I like that kind of history. And the plate is gorgeous. It's a 1969. It's actually Royal Copenhagen. But I know that plates like these, even in the box, don't sell for a whole heck of a lot. And I paid $2.99 for it. I could probably get no more than $15 for it. But I did like the provenance. And I did want to share that with everybody here, because that's pretty cool. I found this in my local Goodwill. It was $4.99, which was kind of a lot, but I don't usually see them, and I was excited to find it. This is Fire King, 1941 to 1956, in the Philby pattern. And they made the Philby pattern in clear, and this is a sapphire blue, I believe pink, and jadeite. If you can find the jadeite one, you've kind of hit the Philby jackpot there. But you can see right here, it says Fire King. And it's a 1-pint round baker bowl. It's really pretty. Let's see if you can see the pattern on there. And I wasn't planning on selling it unless it was worth a lot of money. And it really isn't. They only sell for about $10. I was kind of surprised at that. But it's a nice addition to my collection. It's hard for me to walk by Carnival glass without picking it up and buying it unless it's in bad shape. This is in excellent shape. I paid $1.50 for it. It is called Harvest Carnival in the amber color. It is a single light candlestick holder, which I would have called it a taper holder, but that's its official name. And it dates back to the 1970s. They also came in blue in the Carnival glass, and I believe the green Carnival glass, and they go for about $10 on eBay, and this I will be listing. That was my latest video. I hope you enjoyed it. I did find some really cool things to show you in my next video. Please remember to like, share, subscribe, and most of all, leave me a comment. I love hearing from everybody. Have a great day, and we'll see you real soon. Hi, it's Hades Day here at Thrifting 101. Or single deep pie sugar bowl, which I've never listed. It's Corelle, not Corny. It's Corny, not Corelle.